Welcome to 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
I'm AJ.
I'm Brady.
And welcome to our 2-year anniversary.
What?
Hard to believe we've been doing this for 2 years.
It's crazy.
A little bit sporadic here and there, but I think we're finally getting on track for a nice weekly release.
Upload. Yeah. I'm loving it, and I'm pretty sure that our fans are loving it too. Because look at that listenership and look at the post engagement. You guys are kicking ass.
Yep.
And we love you
So much.
so much. We would give you big hugs.
But most of you probably don't live in Iowa.
Yeah.
Probably none of you. Well, some of them. I have the best man at my wedding listens to it and usually sends me a Snapchat of something about what we're talking about.
Yeah, I get more hugs
Yeah.
than a batch of fluffy pugs.
Getting Tittle Tucky Red. I murdered that line. It's terrible. I'm just going to not do that again.
Don't do that again. So yeah, this is a big deal for us. Like, we've been doing this for 2 years. 2 years ago, we all got together in this room with 2 Rock Band microphones
3.
and a Logitech
Oh, that's
USB headset.
We
and
should record with that for old time's sake.
We should not.
it was sound so bad. I'm pretty sure that I've shown this podcast to people and they're like, I can't believe that you just record that in the living room. It doesn't even sound. It
Yeah.
sounds professionally done.
Remember having to line up all the audio
Oh
so
my
there was
God,
no
that
echo.
was so
That was
bad.
That was awful. And then to edit that and have to... Because if you cut out... Like, if AJ sneezed or something, I'd cut his mic. But then I'd have to make sure that, like, it all matched up. And it was a pain in the
So
butt.
you're doing 3 times as many edits.
Yeah, it was awful.
I'm really happy with what we've gone to. It's less memory intensive, so we can record as long as we want and not worry about my computer freezing. Because FL Studio, while it's
memory hog.
a great system for making music and recording music and editing, it is god awful for recording like just podcast stuff.
Long-winded.
Don't do it. Like,
So if you are wanting to start a podcast, Audacity is a wonderfully easy-to-use program.
Audacity and a Behringer X1204
Mixer.
with 6 channels.
The best part about Audacity is it's free.
Yep,
Just
completely
download it.
free, and it has like a lot of stuff that you can actually put in their effect channel. So
There you have it. But we'd like to thank you for coming along on the ride. The other day I was looking at kind of like our top listened episodes, and I really wish that we could just listen to the first episode, basically re-record it, and then stick it as the first episode, because that episode is awful to listen to.
Oh,
it
it's-
is horribly tinny, and
it makes me
I hope
cringe so
and I wanted
hard.
part of me wants to just delete it so people don't get that as the first one they listen to,
'Cause
because
all
they're
of
like,
us
oh,
are
this
like-
is awful.
Do we still have the audio for it?
Oh yeah.
We could like put a disclaimer on the beginning. It's like, hey, this is us 2 years in the future. It sounds like this now.
I mean, we technically could, but then it'd re-upload like at the very end of the.
You're right. What if you change the date on your computer,
No.
like old video games?
Or like, what was that Metal Gear Solid where you could just turn off your PlayStation and
Yeah.
turn it back on, and the sniper would be dead.
Yeah.
Can't remember what his name is, but there's too many names in that video game
Or
series
like
to try and remember.
how you would cheat in Seaman, so you wouldn't have to actually like take the time to develop them.
I wanted
you
to
would
take the
just-
time to develop them, though.
You would
Seaman
just
was
like
hilarious.
set the clock 8 hours ahead constantly, clean his tank,
Feed
talk
him.
to him, feed him, like, and then play with them, and then all right, 8 more hours. All right, what's up, little guy? Turn on the light for
And
you.
I
that-
have no
that
idea
is-
what this game is.
Okay, Seaman is a Dreamcast game. This is why Dreamcast
Seaman, is that
Seaman.
It's literally called Seaman.
Seaman.
okay?
And if you say
Or C
Seaman,
Seaman.
you're saying it wrong.
and if you say Seaman, he goes, no, Seaman. It's voiced by George Takei.
I forgot about that.
Really?
Yeah,
But
the
it's this
Seaman
amazing,
himself
amazing thing.
is voiced by George Takei, but the opening is done by Spock. Leonard
Leonard
Nimoy.
Nimoy.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, so The
I
opening
forgot about that.
credits
So
are read by Leonard Nimoy. The Seaman is voiced by George Takei, which is so great because, like, he's just like, it's not seaman, it's seaman. Oh my! No, he never says "oh my." I wish he did though.
and it's hilarious because the way the Dreamcast worked is they had the little port where your video card would go into, or your
Video card.
your video card. Well, it was called a
Memory
VMU.
card.
It's called a VMU, a
because it had a
video.
video memory unit.
Yep.
And I love that thing for several different reasons because you could pop it out and it had a little casing where the mail port would go into the controller.
Yeah.
And you could pop it so it wouldn't get dirty. And you could take it to school. And I played this game, Skies of Arcadia. And you could send one of your dudes out and he would get treasure. Can't speak tonight. Treasure.
Yeah.
And 2 years in,
Downtown,
woo!
we get treasure.
But you could send them out, and then you pop it in the game, and you get like 50,000 gold or whatever. And so I would just sit there in English class, not paying attention, and be like, doop, doop, doop.
Who needs English? It's only our primary language.
Apparently, all of us.
But anyway.
Primary means of communication is what I
So-
was trying to get out of my mouth.
So the Dreamcast controller had 2 ports, so you could have 2 different memory units in there.
Yeah.
And one of them, Seaman came with a microphone that you popped in, and you would start the game off, and you'd have to hatch the eggs, the little seamen. That's the plural of
It
seaman.
Seaman.
And then they would all kind of, you'd have to feed them and clean the tank and all that stuff and up the oxygen,
they
but not too
fish?
much. They're like a human fish hybrid.
They were fish
With a human face.
human face.
I think I've seen the pictures of that.
But you need to watch the
in a
gameplay of
meme.
it, and it is hilarious because then they start eating each other and then they die, and then you end up with just one.
Yeah, and you name them, you talk
And
to
then he
them.
remembers like your birthday. He remembers what you talked about before.
That's awesome.
That is why Dreamcast. That was one of the games like that.
That
Ground
game,
Gap 2,
literally broke new ground.
and that is why Dreamcast to me is the best system that has ever come out.
It's
Pretty
great.
tasty.
God, it's awesome.
Well, we really went off on a tangent there, but who cares? I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years, and if you haven't figured out what we're
Should
going to
get
do
a
yet,
copyright on our tangent.
yeah, we should. We could be like Gene Simmons. Anytime someone has a tangent, goes off on a weird tangent on one of their podcasts,
We break through the wall.
sue them.
Yep. Where's my money?
Where's my money? Waggle my tongue at him.
Whenever I think of Gene Simmons, I always think of the Family Guy episode where his tongue just keeps on rolling out and then goes into Lois's bathtub.
And then
And she's like, "Oh, Gene!" But what we really want to
you
talk
know what
about,
really reminds me of is I want to rock and roll all night, and then she's all like, and have a wonderful time, and everyone's like,
Is that Family Guy?
yeah, that's from the same epi.
Oh.
that also reminds me of Role Models, where he's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to rock and roll in part of every day."
Yeah,
That movie's hilarious.
the song's called Love Gun. The love gun is his penis.
What do you see back there? 2 mountains. Wrong. Boobies.
Boobies.
What do you see? Those 2 double D's right behind me. Not even looking. Boobies. If you haven't watched Role Model, it's amazing. Go watch it now.
I highly recommend.
Paul
it.
Rudd and Sean William Scott,
Yep, the Stifler.
the Stifler. Brought MILF into the commonplace nomenclature.
Yep.
Mom, I'd like to fornicate with.
MILF.
Milfa.
Milfa.
All right, so
Zach
what we,
Milfa
what we really wanted to talk about, once again, was Destiny 2 and just kind of the what we think of it now as opposed to our first blush of like just getting into the world and playing it and now kind of getting a little bit into the end game.
It's kind of like our version of an ongoing review.
Mm-hmm. And I have dipped my toe barely into what is the raid?
Leviathan.
Leviathan, there we go. And because I did it through the beta
Guided games.
guided game.
How did that go?
It took a really long time to get in there. I mean, why can't people want to play at like 11 o'clock in the morning? What do they have to do?
Work?
They're still asleep from just going to bed from playing Destiny.
They just got done doing that
Yeah.
nightfall.
But it wasn't very good because I didn't know what I was doing.
So they have
Is that when you
mics?
posted that? Just let me die.
No, that was just normal stuff. That was like the raid, the strikes that we went on, where I just kept on dying over stupid stuff.
Oh, that was
The other
hilarious.
day, no, actually the reason I posted that was because the other day, I didn't have to work this last Sunday until 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were home. Jess was sleeping, and so my kids were just going crazy. And so I was trying to do the raid or the strike, and it's just one where you had to hop over different platforms and stuff like that.
Oh,
There are several of those. I can't.
Platforming.
It's the one with the big Vex that
that's
the Red
this
Legion are
week's
trying
Nightfall.
to. Yeah, the Nightfall.
Oh, the Pyramidion.
Yeah. And I could not, because my kids were just going crazy. Like, my son pulled our little nanny cam thing down and, like, pulled a bunch of stuff down off the shelf with it. Went in the bathroom and turned on the...
You have a nanny cam? You mean I came over and you recorded me being in your
No,
home?
it's not recording. It's just a live feed. In my kid's bedroom? Were you in my kid's bedroom?
No, I didn't go upstairs.
Never mind.
And so then he turned the bathroom water on. He went down cellar. I don't know what he did down there, but I didn't even go look. I just closed the door.
Probably talked to the scary man.
Yeah. Rowan thinks it's haunted down there. She was like, "Don't go down there. There's a ghost down there." I was like, "How do you even know what a ghost is?"
Seen
3.
I seen it.
Then he went into the laundry room and climbed into the dryer. I was like, "My word, kid, just stop doing something for 30 seconds. Just sit down." So I couldn't do anything. Like, I kept on hearing all these things, so I'd like get up to a ledge and I'd just fall off. I'd have to wait 30 seconds. So I'd go take that 30 seconds to go find out what he was doing and stop him, come back, die
Did you
again.
plug in your headset and just be like, "I'm sorry, I have kids"?
No. They would have hated me because it just was screaming all the time.
Been there.
So that's why I posted that, because I thought this is today.
Yeah. So, David has apparently dipped a toe into.
How far did you get in the raid?
Not very far. It fell apart rather quickly.
Oh, did you get all 3 of the staffs in the very first section?
I think 2.
There you go. I haven't even touched it. I haven't ran it. I haven't done anything with it. Here's my issues. Like,
Well, I
I
didn't
have
really
a
do.
bunch of friends on there, and none of us are on at the same time. So I haven't been able to do a nightfall yet, and I haven't been able to do a raid yet. I would love to. It's fun.
That should schedule like a certain. Well, I guess you need 6 to 8 hours to run the raid the first time,
Yeah.
unless
What is
you're
this,
with
Molten
people
Core?
that've done it.
Yeah. With 6 people.
That word.
More like molten boar.
Still my favorite raid. 40 people, so much fun.
Oh my god, that would make Destiny so much easier.
Well, that was part of the problem, because I'm only like 270 or 271, and so I was doing like jack all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just was dying.
that's like
Constantly.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yep. So I haven't really gotten to experience any of that. But I have done a lot of like the solo adventures, and I have in each armor slot I showed Brady like super high level exotics, and I'm only wearing, the headpiece
Yeah,
because I got that sweet crown, and then I got the chest piece that makes you look like angelic as fuck.
like you got wings.
Yeah, the golden wings.
Yeah.
And then I got like some exotic arms and some exotic boots. And then I have the Might of Multi-tool for my main, the Might of Mini-tool for my offhand.
How do you get that? Because I haven't gotten...
So
That quest yet.
what should happen is you should get the Might of Mini-tool to drop.
You have to do the exotic quest on Earth.
Yeah, there's a quest chain on Earth that you do. It's
I think it's Earth.
supply. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the EDZ. It's like supply and demand or something like that.
Yeah, because I haven't messed around with quests because I'm just always like, well, I'm going to just hit all the planets for all their little.
But at the end of it, you'll get the Might of Many tool, and then you'll have to go through Banshee, and you're gonna have to get like so many headshots with a scout rifle and so many kills with a scout rifle. Then you're gonna have to disassemble 5 blue or better scout rifles, and then you've got to get 40 kills while in the air with the Might of Mini tool, and then you get the Might of Multi tool for your main. I'm also doing like the Strum and Dring one, but apparently like you need to do a Nightfall for that.
No, that's Rat King.
Oh, okay.
Sturm and Drang's easy-ish.
I have the on comms mission going on, which is for a raid exotic
Oh, yeah, it's something to do with the
heavy.
raid.
Yeah.
So, David, you haven't done any of the exotic quest lines yet?
Not really, no.
You're probably better for it because you're going to get really high-level drops from it.
Yeah. What happened was since I was like at 269 or 268, when I got my Mida, it was 287.
Yeah. It's like if you even get a little bit more, like 275, you're going to get 290 drops, no problem.
Yep. It's really nice. Like, because what happened is since I had like all that shit super high, I would just pop a token.
Yep.
And then I would do strikes, or I would do public events, and then I'd run Crucible because like you run Crucible so many times, you get shit from shacks.
Yep.
And then, so I would do that for like the daily or whatever. So I'm getting a possibility of legendaries there, legendaries here, and legendaries over here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like right now, or at least a week ago when we recorded this, we still had like all of the Dead Orbit stuff going on, or the
faction
Future
rallies.
War Cult or
the
Monarchy or whatever.
New
faction.
Monarchy, right here, baby.
So we have all 3 factions because I'm the Future War Cult. You're the Dead Orbit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, though, that once this reaches fruition, that you'll be able to shoot. Because I like Dead Orbit. I just wanted the scout rifle from Future War Cult, I think is what they or maybe it's a sidearm. I can't remember what they're
I
doing.
hope Future War Cult wins because
That's the only one that really makes any sense to join.
the
'Cause
assault rifle you guys get from that is
You get an
so
assault
the-
rifle,
good.
you get a scout rifle from Dead Orbit.
Okay.
and a
Yeah.
sidearm from
That's right.
Monarchy.
From Monarchy. And are you able to buy... Like, would I
Yeah,
be able to go
if
and
you-
buy
if you
yours? But you have
lose-
to spend like 50,000 instead of
compared
5,000 or
to
whatever.
1,000.
1,000.
Which, I mean, but I'm sure the vast majority of people are at max.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's
Oh
a
yeah,
huge,
dude,
oh,
I've
no,
been maxed out
50,000.
at Glimmer forever.
But still, I haven't been that low on Glimmer since week 1.
Day one.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, like I still love how Glimmer drops everywhere. I don't have to fucking sit there and grind a certain quest over and over and pop like a kill this many Cabal to get Glimmer. Like,
Yeah.
I hated that.
I wish that the one thing I don't like about Destiny, at least that I haven't come across, maybe you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I liked in Destiny 1 where they had like the gold chests on each planet and you got something special like a sparrow or different stuff like that.
Those are still there.
Are they?
Yep. You
don't-
have to
I
buy
haven't-
the treasure maps from Cade 6.
The
And-
treasure maps, I think, are different.
You get really, really good shit out of them.
Oh, because there are the gold. Those are the region chests.
Well, but see, I mean, because I understand the region chests and that
There's
they're like a
region
special,
chests, and
extra
then-
special stuff in them that just they pop and then they go to some other location. But I wanted like the gold chests that are in a specific spot that's kind of hard to get to, and it's just something I enjoyed that kind of collection of looking for these 3 chests and finding them. I mean, sure you can go on Google and YouTube and find out, but I always enjoyed when I come across it by myself and be like, hey, I found it.
Yeah.
It was just cool. I like that, and because then it got me to explore and see stuff that I would have never looked at or seen.
See, I was always big on exploring anyway. Like, I love just like going all the way back to the starting area and seeing like, you know, because like most people, like when you started that, you just run straight through into the tunnel.
Yeah.
You don't explore any of that outside. I explored everywhere. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the one thing I liked about Destiny 1 over Destiny 2 is I still haven't come up with good places that I would patrol myself. Because I usually like circle around if we took the moon and I'd have a certain path that I would go and find all the chests and all the whatever was your moon stuff, the helium.
That wizard came
fragments.
from the moon.
And so I haven't, because I mean, I did the same thing in World of Warcraft, where I found like the arcane crystal, the best, rich thorium vein.
Oh, the
in
rich
Eastern
thorium
Plagueland.
route in Eastern Plague Lands before they changed it.
Yep, to lower
I
level.
Yep, I had the same route on a different server, and I would just run it all fucking night.
Yeah, and
And everyone's like,
tons of gold.
"How do you get so much thorium and arcane crystals?" I was like, "I have a thorium run. I just go around in a circle doing this over and over."
Yeah.
And it's fun because nobody else did it because Eastern Plaguelands was dead.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't. I liked that because it's fun for me to get those things and do that kind of stuff. The other thing I wish that they would change a little bit, and I know it would break the game, I think, a little bit, is that when you give those whatever tokens you get from each planet or moon, and the whatever resource from each planet and moon,
Yeah.
that I wish it would level up with you instead of just capping at 265. Now, does it ever change?
Eventually. Oh, like the drops you get?
No. Like when
Yeah.
you start handing stuff into like
Devrim.
Devrim, yeah. Does it ever go to?
It'll eventually go up with your level.
Now, how far do you have to get above?
You have to be. I think it's like every 10.
It's either 10, but on Destiny Item Tracker, if you log in there, there are actual levels or progression tracking for each faction.
Huh.
I don't know if it's official, but it tracks it on there.
Because I wouldn't mind. I mean, I guess that's okay if you have to. I don't know. I just enjoy the idea of you're collecting all these things because it would be better for the casual and for the more single player minded person who isn't going to go on raids or doesn't have the time for raids. To where you kind of like before, where you'd level up and it'd take you. I wouldn't mind it taking longer and longer and longer if you're getting better and better gear.
Yep.
I'd be okay with that.
See, that brings up one of my major gripes is they took the grind out of Destiny 2. It used to be in Destiny 1, you'd play for 6 hours straight. You know you're going to get way better gear, and you're not even going to have to do endgame stuff. Like, you could just grind.
Yeah,
strikes.
I would grind Crucible, and I was up to 390.
Yeah. Or you do the heroic strikes,
Yep.
and that would automatically give you better stuff. And it would give
Or
you
House of Judgment.
yeah, strike-specific gear that actually did something, and now it's just strike playlist, completely worthless, unless you want to get shit for Zavala. But even then, it's going to cap out. So at a certain point, you're just getting the same weapons over and over at the same power level, and you're practically going in circles.
Then you crunch them up for shards, so then when you get something really nice, you can use it to like upgrade
Yeah. But
or
right now
buy shit from Zur.
I have like 400 shards.
Yeah, I'm at like 350 or something like that.
I only have like 120 or something.
Well, I crunch
But
like everything.
I'm really hardcore on like even if like I get a drop that's like 2 or 3 points higher, I'll fucking infuse it instantly.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm like
And I do
constantly
like
infusing shit.
the infusion is I really like that and how because I have the
I don't like it because before you could infuse anything with anything.
Yeah.
now it has to be like
now
with
it
like,
has to be like
Yep.
or
you can only infuse a
tangentially.
sniper rifle with a sniper rifle, grenade launcher with a grenade launcher, rocket launcher with
Yeah.
a rocket launcher, scout rifle with scout rifle. So you can't just like infuse any weapon that you have with another weapon, which pisses me off. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But I do like how you'll have like if you have two different, we'll say because what is it, the Solaris or whatever, the hand cannon for the one of the exotic weapons
Oh,
for
the
the
Sun's-
Warlock, Sun Striker or something like that.
Yeah.
And I like how if you have that in the special ammo slot, you have a hand cannon in the first, normal regular slot.
Equipped.
Yeah, that you can still like it goes up. It doesn't have to be in the same category, quote unquote, of like special green ammo. It can be the white
yeah.
ammo.
So
So
if
I
you
do
have a
like
better
that.
kinetic
Yeah.
gun that you don't want, you can infuse with your
Yeah.
energy class.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So I don't mind that. I do wish that we did have where you could just infuse anything. Like if you got a exotic rocket launcher that you thought was stupid, which the one that Zer was selling 2 weeks ago is stupid.
Oh, it's so good. The Wardcliff coil. Oh.
So bad.
Okay, here's what you do. You go up to one of those super high power enemies that randomly spawn, and you shoot at them with that, and they won't be there anymore. It is amazing. But you might die, because
The splash damage.
Splashback.
Yeah, because that thing, it's basically like shooting the AK-47 in Counter-Strike, where if you just lay down on the trigger, it's going to all the way up.
But the Wardcliff coil fits to my play style, because half the time I'm jumping in the middle of enemies like, oh god, I don't know if this is going to work, and I die most of the time. But
Oh yeah, you're really chaotic.
yeah.
There's one
chaotic good.
one public event quest that I still have never beat. I beat it, but only with if there was somebody else with me.
Which one?
It's the one where it's not Vex. It's where the Cabal comes down, and then it has like this big tower-looking thing.
The drill?
Oh no, the super massive one.
Yeah, the supermassive one that gets the shield that starts heating up.
Oh yeah.
And I try to get it to heroic, and I think what you have to do is you have to shoot the heating vents.
Yep.
But I can never get it because when I'm the only person there, I'm getting just raffle stomped
Yeah.
by
Oh, yeah.
all the Cabal that's there,
You
and
get
then I try and
fucking
take
wrecked.
And so I like that it's hard, but at the same time I hate getting down to the wire, and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
is stupid.
it's so
Nobody's gonna
nice
help
when
me.
you have like 6 people all doing one.
Yeah.
They all know how to trigger the heroic.
Yeah,
Like they take down the
ships that come in.
Thrasher. in,
Yep.
like, 2
or all the
seconds.
little eyeball.
Yeah, like I was playing
servitors.
on Nessus last night. It was the Cabal drill,
Mm-hmm.
and the big bad came out after we initiated the heroic. And 6 supers all at once. Like the game was stuttering because there was so much power, and we dropped it in like 10 seconds. Like
That's awesome.
everybody did their salutes, and off we went with our blue.
And I
items that
always
we
get really
actually
mad because
scraps.
it'll be like, so and so got exotic. Stupid.
Yeah.
Son of a
Don't worry,
whore.
though, it's probably a duplicate.
Yeah.
This
so
person got an
here's,
epic.
Here's one thing I
Oh,
do
you got a blue,
have an issue with.
or
Here's a
you got
cookie.
nothing. Here's your glimmer. Yay, 100
Yeah.
glimmer.
One thing I do have an issue with is planet population. There's so many times I'll go to a planet and I'm the only fucking person on it. There's supposedly all these fucking people playing. I just happen to be the only motherfucker on Titan right now. I don't fucking believe that.
Try just on planet fast traveling, because even that resets the server you're on.
It shouldn't though. Like it should just be everybody's like
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel that's how it should be, is that you should be packing your servers at max capacity each.
Or, at least like 75%, so you're not alone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably can't be that hard to code to where your people, where it just automatically will put you into this group.
Well, we are talking about Bungie, the people who created matchmaking. You would think they would know what they're doing by now.
Yeah. Another dislike I have is the static rolls for guns. How every gun is the same no matter what. So, like, say for instance, the Mida tool is top meta in multiplayer,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to beat. I mean, it's possible. I don't roll Mida anymore, just because
You almost said meta multi-tool.
it pretty much. But not that it's not good, but it's just I feel like I know I can do better without the best gun in the
Yeah.
game.
Relying on that crutch.
Yeah, but when you got 4 people team shotting you in a corner,
Yeah.
just
it's-
waiting for you, it's like fuck this is stupid.
It's really difficult.
When
you know
before
what's
you could get like 2 of the same guns, and one of them could be like god roll perfect, and then the other one's like, oh, it's not as good, I'm gonna scrap it.
And that's kind of why I
each
like
gun,
That
each
does-
gun has the chance of being better than
that
the
does
other one you
happen
have.
with legendaries though, because some of them will have different recoil patterns.
Yeah.
Like Brian was telling me that he had like a really sweet hand or sidearm, and it had like it didn't have a vertical recoil, so it was really easy for him to use. And then he accidentally scrapped it instead of the one that did have a bad vertical recoil. So there is still that system,
But like before
but
the game
when it
came
becomes
out,
to
when
like
when Luke Smith said, well, how are we gonna make that 9th or 10th Better Devils worth it? It's like, you haven't. It's like, I get this one gun and that's it. There's no chance of getting a better one. It's just, oh, here's the gun. It's just I feel like they oversimplified the game way too much to try to get more casual people in to come play it, have fun, and then leave. But then there's like us hardcore players, like I'm willing to play this game for 12 hours straight, but I don't see any reason to now.
Yeah.
Once I finish all the weekly shit after reset, it's like, well, I'll wait till next Tuesday to play again.
I don't really have that issue, and maybe it's just because I don't have the time to.
Yeah.
Like I did when I was out of work for the 2 weeks because of my issues. I was able to sit there and rock it hardcore.
Yeah,
like
I
would
still
do
too, but
I would do everything, and then I'd still end up playing, just dicking around. Now, when it
seems like there's less of a point in this one compared to Destiny 1.
I think it's just because it's early game, just like
Yeah.
how you were with Destiny 1, where you stated specifically that you hated it, and that was because it was still the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
You need to give time for.
I am reserving judgment. It's just that things are starting to creep up that I'm noticing that I dislike about it.
Well, I completely agree with you with the Mida.
It's a great gun.
It's a great gun, but when you're
Now, is it good
playing-
for PvE?
Oh yeah,
it's great all
it's
around.
great. It's like a really good all around weapon. I roll it in Vanguard,
Now,
but,
what is-
but here's the thing: like
Is it a sidearm? Is it a...
I'm a really shitty
Submachine gun.
PvPer, and I mainly use the Mida Mini tool because I need fast action.
Yeah.
I'm not good with slow action. Cap. I need That's my play style, though. I've always been a close quarters,
Oh, me too. That's why I roll Titan.
a close quarters hardcore, just in your fucking face, instead of I'm gonna stand way back here and just
Chip at you.
chip off at you. Because like anytime it seems like I try to do that, and even though I'm getting headshots constantly, they're still killing me so fast. So, and I know part of it is because my resilience is at 2
Yeah.
instead of my recovery's at like 12.
Yeah.
But I do that for PvE because
Yeah, me too.
I know when
So that you
to,
have more time to get out of there when you're close to death.
See, I'm still bad at my situational awareness and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because like that, the
Jump,
Nightfall,
Jump.
You're the guy who would move when Flame Wreath is cast.
I never moved when Flame Wreath was cast.
You made the raid blow up.
I did not. Even though I was a rogue. And I hated it.
I made the.
It was just like...
You know what's really great is that the damage that you caused from moving during Flame Wreath would add to your DPS meter. So whenever we'd fight Medivh and he had... Or, it's not Medivh.
yeah, it's...
It's Khadgar?
No.
No.
Khadgar is the chess event.
It's Medivh's dad.
No, it's some devil.
No.
Some demon guy at the end of...
No, it's the guy who would do Flame Wreath, and then he would do the big arcane explosion.
Oh, you're talking about the... I thought you were talking about the
yeah,
end
and
boss.
Karazhan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's... And anytime that would happen, I would move anyway. So I'd get a really nice look on the DPS meters. And everyone's like, man, Latharos is fucking wrecking it. You want to know why I'm wrecking it? Because I moved during Flame Wreath. I don't blow up the raid, though. Like, I was smart enough to not do that. I knew when to do it and when not to do it. I'm pretty sure if my guildmates heard me say this, they'd be like, that motherfucker. He's the reason I died. You're a fucking enhanced shaman. Get out of my fucking face. Learn to heal.
And it is a Shade of Medivh.
Yeah, Shade of Medivh. I knew it was something like that.
But I just want to say, if you use Mida in multiplayer, that's cool. I'm not bashing on you. It is annoying as fuck, but I get why you're using it. And
If you're
I'm
a
not
shitty
going to tell
player,
people not to use the best gun in the game. That's dumb. Use a shitty gun, you guys.
well, like,
Good.
Yeah. That honestly is half the battle in PvE or PvPs. You just have to get good.
and like the thing is like I suck when it comes to first-person shooting PvP. PvE, I can sit there, I can read how to do things, where to stand, and everything else,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be able to fucking perfect it. It's just like PvP in World of Warcraft. I was goddamn horrible at it unless I was one-on-one with somebody.
Yeah.
Because I could control the fight.
Yep.
But when it's, 8 versus 8, you're just gonna get fucking stomped. But then I was a PvE monster where I knew how to do everything because I researched the ever-loving shit out of it. I would watch videos. I would like min-max my character to like the perfect, my stats are in line and I'm gonna do the best damage that I can do. I would have like all crazy shit going on my screen because I had shot timers and everything else. When it comes to PvE, like that's where I get hardcore. And PvP to me is just something that you do to kill time.
Yeah.
And that's how I kill time is I'm gonna go do some Crucible. I'm gonna use the Mida fucking multi-tool. I'm still gonna suck dick. I don't care.
See, I don't really mess with Crucible that much unless there's something like a quest that's going to give me
Powerful
gear.
Yep.
Then I'll do
telling
it.
you, if you do it until you get a better Devil's Hand Cannon, then stop. That's the best because that gun is so good.
So good. I don't like hand cannons though, so
Yeah.
See,
I've gotten
I
so
like
many of
them.
them, and I'm just like crunch, crunch. Fuck these stupid weapons. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
They have to be They have to have a certain feel, though.
Oh, this one's got exploding rounds.
See, because that's kind of what I like with the Solar Strike or whatever we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Because it has exploding rounds and it chews through the shielded people like it's nothing. And I like that because I hated in Destiny 1 where you'd have to like chip away and chip away and chip away, and then finally
Captains. Every single fucking captain in Destiny 1.
Elemental burn.
Bam, 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 bam. Reload. Oh shit, they're fucking shield regenerated.
Or you just get a gun that does 900 rounds per minute and
Yeah.
spam.
Or
one thing that they're
or you
Houdini.
get a really, really, really sweet weapon that just does 18,000 damage in one shot.
Sleeper simulant.
It's a sleeper simulant.
Because I hate the specialty targets and how you'll be going at them and then all of a sudden they'll go around a rock or something and all of a sudden they've just disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
It's like, what is this Houdini?
A powerful
Where'd you
target
go?
has left.
Well, they don't even leave. It's like they're just you've almost killed them and then all of a sudden they are just going their path and they walk around the corner and they're like, hey.
Oh, especially captains because they can just teleport
Zip.
wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
All this to say though, I mean I enjoy the game still. I think
me
it's a lot
too.
of fun, and I think we're nitpicking because we do like it.
I just wish that they would give the more hardcore players something to be hardcore with.
And I think that'll
but
come.
they do with Nightfalls and Raid.
Yeah.
But I think
just
they
waiting
do-
for heroic strikes where they actually give you good shit.
Yeah,
I think that they
See-
did take away from the hardcore though. In that, I mean, while you say they have the raids and they have the Nightfall, I mean you can only do that for so long before either you're banging your head against the raid and you're just not going anywhere
Yeah.
because you don't have enough gear, or the people aren't paying attention,
or
and the Nightfall
you're-
is just so
you're
easy that you're
super
just
geared
running
out.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that they should reinitiate some of the stuff from Destiny 1.
Well-
Because, I mean, that was half the fun for me of getting ready for a raid, was making sure I had all my materials and all my stuff, or making sure that I had the crafting stuff so that I could get everybody else ready. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, but you're talking like World of Warcraft
Yeah, I know.
shit.
But I
Where-
like that now when you enter, I think maybe the Prestige Nightfall and the raid, all your shit is locked. So you can't be like, oh, I need to swap out this gun for this instance. Like, no, you got to bring in.
You know what's
whatever
really
you're gonna
great?
bring
You
in.
just equip a PlayStation exclusive Borealis, and you have a heavy that does every single.
Hard Light does that too,
Oh, okay.
but you can't just hold down square. You have to go in the menu and switch.
Yeah, you could just hold down square for
Yeah, that is so cool.
Borealis.
And the one thing that I miss from Destiny 1 too is the ammo packs.
Oh my fucking god! I wish that
ammo
Banshee
synths.
was fucking selling ammo synths.
And I know that because I talked to one of the guys I work with because he plays it on Xbox. He's like, well, the reason that they took it out is because then people get mad if they didn't have it. It's like, who cares? Then have the materials. That's like back
Yeah,
when
I would
I know we
just
keep on going
fucking-
back to World of Warcraft, but that's like when we went to Molten Core, and if you didn't have your arrows, you were going to get
You were fucked.
you're going to get a shitstorm sent your way because
yeah.
you're a dummy who didn't buy 18,000 arrows for
You didn't need
copper.
18,000. You could just fill up a fucking 16 slot bag.
But
unless
you know what I'm saying.
Unless you were running a Hurricane that had like a 1.2 speed, so it's like. pew, 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 pew.
Then you need 18,000.
Then,
but I'm saying, you know-
Then I'd fill up a second 16 bag with thorium
But
arrows.
you know what I'm saying? You come to the
Yeah.
raid, or you come to whatever
You come
prepared.
prepared. Like,
It's not hard. You go to.
not to mention, like,
You always
now-
camped out in the center town, so you're like, well, I might as well go pick up some more ammo since because I'm not going to spend my glimmer on anything else.
Like when Zur came around, it's like, oh, I don't want any of the weapons or armor, so I'll buy some 3 coins and
Yeah.
cents.
Now what? Nothing.
I mean, I think heavy does drop more often now just because there's so many different types of weapons.
Here's
in
my issue.
And the bigger guys drop heavy like all the time now.
Yeah, guaranteed.
They're guaranteed to drop heavy.
So,
Here's-
I mean, yeah, synths would be nice to have, but what we have now is good enough.
Yeah, but when I'm playing and I'm like going through shit, I find that I'll run out of main ammo,
Yeah.
and I'll be out of main ammo for a long ass time until I'm just only have heavy ammo, and then it's like, all right, I guess I just got to melee everything.
Try punching it.
Yeah,
That's what I do when I'm in a group of like 8 guys. Like just punch, and I will kill everything.
well, I do that too.
Like I'll get in grudge matches with bosses, and I'll just sit there and punch until one of us dies. It's like somebody's walking out of this, and it's not gonna be you.
Like, and I do that.
See, I usually do that. I'm like, punch, and then he does like stop and just blows me off the
Yeah.
map.
Oh my god, you don't know how many fucking times I've had to be resurrected during. Here's the issue with final bosses and strikes. Every single one of them have this giant fucking AoE pushback.
Yep.
Where if you're too close, you're getting knocked off a ledge because they put bottomless ledges around all of the fucking maps. And it's fucking god awful because
And it is annoying, especially
there's
when you're
been
heavy.
times where when
Yeah.
like we're really getting fucked, and I'm sitting there, and it's like crunch time, and you just got like a little bit of sliver left on that
Go up and
on that
shotgun.
last boss, and you're like, all right, pull out the heavy, and if it's a shotgun, you got to get up close, and then they're like, poof, and then I just go wee,
Oh, there's Adrian.
And then you get to start all over again.
and then it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
And I understand why they do it, but I don't
If I
like.
was a big,
It's like a
if
big
I was a big,
one-
huge creature, I'd stomp on stuff
Yeah,
too.
but it's like a one trick. Like,
yeah,
you know, every boss should have
their own ticks.
their own. Yeah, it shouldn't just be like, all right, we got to give them all this badass knockback AOE.
yeah.
And why do they always have to be huge? Why can't they just be tiny?
Yeah.
There can be some
Like
big
in
guys who are.
Destiny 1, the strike on Mars where it had the 3 scions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they would knock you off the edge with their
Little-
blast.
yeah.
But it was, yeah, they're tiny little dudes. They're badass little tiny dudes.
It's bullshit. Like,
I just wish that you wouldn't have to be so close, because I understand that, you know, with impact and all that kind of jazz, that the closer you are, the more damage you do.
Yeah.
But still, if I'm shooting a gun at you, and all of a sudden I'm now 80 yards away instead of 20, I'm doing 16 damage instead of 150. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
gotta balance it
come
somehow.
on.
But I don't mind the giant bosses because I think really cool giant creatures are cool.
well, yeah, but it's giant things we've already seen. So it's like a giant servitor, a giant
Yeah.
Vex.
I still like the
fucking
design of the
predator.
Gigantous Vex enemies, though. They're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
I
in
like
this
how-
Nightfall Strike is pretty cool.
I like how it's like, who do we shoot? Oh, the really, like, the 50-story tall guy. I think we should try that.
Him or the 80,000 that are coming.
Yeah, those first.
But now back to what we were saying with I wish they'd bring back older elements. If you could play a quest a certain way, and you can only do the quest once, but if you save like the Fallen guy, he'll just say something in Fallen and then transport out, and it turns out he's actually wearing the House of Kings, which are the people or the Fallen that worked with Dead Orbit.
Yeah.
Or not Dead Orbit, but with the Fallen, or not Fallen. God damn it. Awoken.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, and they're the people that would run the, or would help run, like, the trials and everything. Not
Yeah.
the trials, but the,
It was Trials of Osiris in 1, I think. But they would, what was that area called?
it was pretty much just,
They did not.
yeah. Take and come for your light. Kill them.
Yeah, that was
Before
fun,
they
just
kill
arena
you.
style.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love doing that. And I hope that they bring that back.
Yeah,
and I hope
I know that with we get
expansions and
through,
everything
like,
else.
like Year 3 Destiny 1, amazing.
Yeah.
Because you had everything at your disposal, and it was fucking fun. Like we said, it's, 1 month?
Yeah.
And I know I'm just getting impatient because I just came from Max Light Destiny 1.
To nothing.
Yeah.
To nothing, yeah. And that's another issue, is just that, like, if you're gonna make engrams drop, don't have them be decoded as the same exact thing
Useless.
over and over. Like Brady over here, 2 times in a row. Dude, I got 2 exotic engrams, and they both were the same fucking thing.
Yep. Granted, the second time they were both more powerful, but it's still like, oh, I'm so excited. Am I going to get a new gun?
No.
No, it's just something I've had already.
Just log off. Go to bed defeated. But with all that said, I still really like the game. It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I still like it, and I'm
gonna
still
go home
playing
and
it.
play it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed after this, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I might play it. That was dumb.
All right, so I think our ongoing review is that we love Destiny 2. We'd like a few changes, but I mean, any game you're going to come across that. I think it's really well done, really amazing
Oh, yeah.
graphics.
I mean,
the storyline is good. I still want
Don't know what the
a
fuck is
Dinklebot.
going on.
Dinklebot is dead, just like Pluto's not a planet. Move on.
Get over it.
I want my Dinklebot back. I liked him.
He was awful.
I loved him. I thought he was great.
Even the article that you posted is just like a nihilistic ghost, blah blah blah, and it's just like you're there to save the fucking universe. Like, it should be happy and excited for you, not that wizard came from the moon.
I like Peter Dinklage as the
Yeah.
ghost. I liked him.
It was jarring coming in after playing through year 1 and then jumping in year 3. Like,
Christopher Nolan. Yeah.
I wish at least in Destiny 1
Or
they would have
Nolan
given
North.
Nolan North.
Christopher Nolan.
Inception. But I think our review is that it is still amazing. Still probably, what did we give it, like a 8.5 or something like that?
8.5.
I still
to
think it's
9.
around that.
Yep. I'm excited to see what they do with it
Yeah.
over the course of time.
And it'll be interesting to see what we get with the darkness that was awoken.
The giant ships.
The triangles.
Yes.
Sorry, hold on. There's a spoiler here, so if you're going to skip ahead about a few minutes.
If you
So
haven't
it's-
fucking beat the game yet, what is
But
wrong with you?
Maybe
What's-
they didn't wait till the end credits. Maybe they haven't watched a Marvel movie.
Well, then, poo-poo on them.
can
Like,
never leave
it's
the
all
movie
over
theater.
YouTube. It's all over everywhere. We all know about the big fucking pyramid chips.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh, Eli was blind the whole time.
Oh my god!
Bruce Willis was dead the whole movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Which actually, that is a
Soylent
great
Green was human. It's all the time.
People.
He made
people.
me watch. That's from Sin City.
Guardians of the 2, they beat the bad guy.
Yep, in Guardians 2, they beat the bad
In
guy.
every superhero movie, they beat the bad guy.
Hey, so my wife and I rented that movie. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
It was awesome.
See, I like
how
Guardians of the
pretty it
Galaxy
was.
because it's like the funny, still action, has a little bit of love story, and it just has everything. Plus, I like Chris, not Hemsworth, Chris, whatever his name is, Pratt. He just is hilarious to
I
me.
don't know. Batista as Drax kind of stole the show.
I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are far too fast.
He was in one as well, and yeah,
Yeah.
he's excellent.
but I think we're gonna. That's a
I
great
love
segue.
I love how much he laughs. Stupid human! Shut up, you trash panda.
But that is a perfect segue into what we wanted to kind of talk about and just hit quickly towards
Yeah.
the end of this
Hit it
podcast.
quickly.
Is movies that are usually panned as horrible that we actually like.
I'll start.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Death to Smoochie.
I love that movie.
A lot
Anything
of
with-
people hate that movie, and I have no clue why, because it is fucking great.
It's hilarious, and it's Robin Williams. How can you not like Robin Williams? Even in 1 Hour Photo, I still like
And
him.
what's his face?
Edward Norton.
Edward
Yeah.
Norton.
How can you not laugh at the jokes in that? Like, I'm going on safari, motherfucker. Safari. Like, it's great. Or, them cookies are made out of dildo. Because they're in the shape of cocks. You have to see this movie. It is a must see, and you're probably not gonna like it, but it's so fucking good.
Now, here's one I know that we're all going to actually not like, but I don't know why it's on this list. Because I just was looking at movies that other people don't like and I see if I agree or disagree with it. And they have Judge Dredd, and I agree that it is a poopy movie.
The original?
The original, not Dredd.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's
Not Dredd,
bad.
Judge Dredd. Stallone, not.
My wife's entire fucking family thinks that Dredd is a big pile of shit, but Judge Dredd is like this shining epitome of what
what a Judge Dredd movie should be.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're fucking wrong. You're
God.
beyond wrong. You're so wrong that you should get the fuck out of my
The
face.
new one is such a
So good. And actually, the Day of Dread I posted that was a couple days ago.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't watch it, but I do own it on Blu-ray,
Me too.
3D.
Ooh.
Mine, I think, will come as no surprise because I love big, dumb, stupid action movies, and it's the entire Expendables.
I love those. As a kid, those are the movies I was like, I want a movie with all the action heroes.
Everybody.
I would just want a movie and everything blows up and they kill tons of people, and then all of a sudden I'm 29 and I get my movie. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you
Not
didn't.
only does it have big, dumb, cheesy action and all your favorite action stars, but it has horrible dialogue and writing that just puts a cute little bow on top.
It's like
Like when
it's like
Dolph-
life in the 80s.
It's too much. I can't watch it. It's
Like-
like people really love Team America World Police.
Oh, yes.
And I fucking hate that movie.
It's so
or
good.
people love Ron Burgundy, and I fucking hate that movie too.
I love that movie.
That movie's great.
Anchorman.
Anchorman, yeah.
But like when
How can you not love it? I mean, he's standing there talking to Christina Applegate, and then he has a raging boner, and then she's like, she's pointing down, and he's like, oh, don't act like you're not impressed. I'm just going to go walk this off.
Every time I've tried to watch that movie, I just fall asleep. It's so fucking boring.
It's like I think you're like Steve. He cannot get through Tropic Thunder, and I think Tropic Thunder.
But I
is
love Tropic
I
Thunder.
know, but
Everybody knows I do.
I'm saying that that's your Tropic Thunder.
Tropic
Wow.
Thunder is one of the best comedies of the last
Hilarious.
Plus, like,
So not PC, but
yeah,
I think that's why it's so
doesn't
great because
matter.
they just don't care.
Robert Downey Jr. got away with blackface.
I know, and I think he's the only person who can do it in this day and age.
It's true. I recently saw something on YouTube where they were talking with black comedians, and they're like, yeah, it's all right that Robert Downey Jr. did that. We gave him the okay. He was like, when do I get to do it again? They're like, whenever.
He was so good at it too.
He was. You forget that it was Robert Downey Jr. playing him. It just that's how good of a movie it is.
playing a dude playing another dude.
Well, I think the fact that it wasn't like stereotypical.
Yeah, it was like way over the top.
I mean the actual
He didn't go full
makeup.
He didn't go full retard, AJ.
yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, you never go full retard.
It wasn't the like big red lips and actual like shoe polish. He actually looked like a black dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if they would have done like the big actual racist
The
blackface.
1920s or 30s or whatever
Yeah.
it came out. So
But
here's
I was gonna say about Expendables when they have two of the worst talkers on earth talking to each other, it's Dolph Lundgren and Jet Li. Even subtitles wouldn't help. It's just blah 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 blah. Asian accent, blah 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 blah. Fuck yeah, I love this movie.
I will break you.
And then when Van Damme roundhouse kicks a knife into the sniper dude's chest, it's like this is my favorite thing in the world. I own all three on Blu-ray.
So here's one for me, and I know people will probably not like this, but I loved all the Blade movies. Blade Trinity was one on this
Never seen
list.
it.
Is
And I
that the
like
one
it.
with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds and
Deadpool.
Isn't that the one that's like started to get really shitty?
I thought they were all good. So
Oh, that's true.
So I liked them all. So they didn't get crappy to me. They were
Effing
wonderful.
amazing.
Okay, what about The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolution?
You know what?
Reloaded,
I
yes.
fucking
Revolution,
love
no.
all of the Matrix films. Every single one of them, I
Me
love
too.
them. I will have like a Matrix day where I sit down and I watch Matrix 1, then all the Animatrix.
Yeah.
Then I watch Matrix 2, and then I watch Matrix 3. I love all of them. I'm probably the only person I know that loves all of them.
They're all
Like,
good.
I don't not like the third one, but as it gets progressively worse. Like I love the first one. I love the
yeah.
Animatrix. I like to almost love the Matrix Reloaded,
Reloaded,
and then Revolution. is kind of where it starts to kind of fall out. Because the thing that I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong on this. I feel that they're still in the Matrix, even when they're outside the Matrix, quote unquote.
Oh yeah,
because,
I'm pretty sure of it.
Because Neo does that little power that kind of sucks all his force out of him at the end of Reloaded, and people are like, no.
Well, not only that, but like when he's in the real world, and then like he puts his hand into Trinity's chest and pumps her heart like he did in the Matrix. So
I think they're still in the Matrix.
And
I think
then
it's
at the end when he can see,
which then makes no.
What if he's just that powerful that he can bridge the gap? He's God. He's Jeebus.
Yeah, but there's
like,
some
if
YouTube
you
videos that kind of
follow-
follow the idea that he's actually not the Christ or the chosen one. He's just some anomaly in the
And it's like the
programming that has
seventh
to be
time-
popped out.
yeah, and it's the 7 times they've been through it. The only difference is that this time Agent Smith really
Well, because
got out of hand.
Well, because he freed him from the program that
Yeah.
kind of like the Merovingian is a malware basically or virus.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Here's a movie.
So Neo's just Norton antivirus.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
So a lot of people apparently hate Watchmen. I don't know
I
why.
love The Watchmen.
Because it's a great movie.
Never seen it.
You need to watch it.
I have it on Blu-ray.
That should have made
There's
it in
another
our
movie, Chappie. People hate Chappie.
Oh, it's so good.
How do people hate Chappie? It's so great.
or what's the other?
Probably because Diane Ward.
Diane Ward's fucking great.
Yeah.
What's the
Yep.
What's the one that has? It's kind of like Chappie, but it has the aliens that are Area 50 area
Oh, Section 9.
Section 9. That is an amazing movie. I know that people probably.
Everything by Neil Blomkamp is amazing.
God, it's just-
Elysium. You have...
When I move out, I will find it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a shame that we aren't going to get that Alien movie directed by him because Ridley Scott just had to come back. My movie, fuck off, Blomkamp.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited and waiting to see what is it?
Alien Covenant.
No, whatever the continuation of the last Alien movie was.
Alien Covenant.
No,
The new Alien movie.
had Charlize Theron in it.
Prometheus?
Prometheus. I kind of like Prometheus too, just for the storyline of like finding out how the progenitors kind of spread their
Alien
seed
Covenant.
across the. Is that what it is?
Yes. The black goo. Remember that stuff? It's in Alien Covenant. It's kind of a bridges the gap.
Yeah, because Prometheus kind of went off on its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of want to see Prometheus too.
I
I have Prometheus on Blu-ray and I've never watched it.
I kind of
like it.
wish that
It's
they
pretty-
would
not
stop
a-
making alien movies and let that dog rest because
It's like The Land
kind
Before
of
Time,
agree.
but for adults.
yeah,
The Land Before Time 12. We
Yeah.
still haven't made it yet.
It's coming.
because first one is perfect. It's a perfect horror movie and a really good sci-fi movie.
Two is good.
Two is just a big fun action movie because Cameron is a great director.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Avatar, that's a free game as far as I'm concerned.
Avatar sucks.
That's probably. See, we should do a show about all the movies that everybody loves that we actually hate.
Yeah,
that would be number one.
Maybe next
Yeah.
week. That'll be our antithesis to this show.
Our yang to this ying.
Yeah. It'll be movies that everybody loves
Alien-
that I just shit on.
Alien 3, I don't even remember. Maybe
Was that
my
the one where she
brain is-
came, like they cloned her?
No, I think that was like 4 or 5.
I think you're right. I think
Isn't that
it's
the
four.
one with her daughter?
Oh, what's the one where she kisses the xenomorph? That actually happened.
They all,
Remember the
they all
big,
kind of
huge-
start blending together after
The big,
too.
huge white one with the human mouth and human eyes.
Where she's like where it treats her like a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she like cries as it gets sucked out into space.
Yep. It's like, how did we get here from one creepy alien on a spaceship that's marooned in space?
Designed by H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Here's one.
Ooh.
Cube 2 Hypercube.
I
Dude,
love it.
Cube movies are great.
All the Cube movies.
All
and
Cube.
I watched them Cube 1, Cube 2, and then
You know what,
Cube.
though? I will say that Cube 2 is the weak link of the Cube trilogy. Because it's
Because I watched the first time.
it's fourth dimensional, and it's weird.
Well, and it's really hard to because I listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson trying to explain the fourth dimension, and it is mind blowing because I mean one dimension is a line basically. First dimension, 2 dimensions is like a height or
Like a
With-
comic book. Like you're on a sheet of paper, you can move side to side.
yeah. So you can move side to side. Then
Like
you
in
add depth.
Futurama.
So you have height and length, and then you have depth in third dimensions, which is what we live in. And then he said the way to kind of explain it is that the fourth dimension is that cube, but then in each part of the cube is a third dimension
Cube.
block.
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
Tesseract.
Tesseract. Yeah.
And to try and conceptualize that in your mind
It's
hurts.
impossible.
You're gonna get a headache.
it hurts.
Well, like it's,
I tried
it's-
for like a half an hour. I was like, I can't do it.
That's the thing, though.
Fourth
Like
dimension
we
is
can't
adding time.
we can't postulate it because it's outside of the existence of what our brain can handle.
And the way he kind of explained it is that because a two-dimensional thing, if you passed a three-dimensional sphere through a two-dimension,
It would start off as a dot,
Yeah.
and then it would
it would
just
expand and then go to a dot again as
Yep.
it passed through. And so he kind of explained some of those particles that kind of wave in and out of existence as maybe that's just their effect in the third dimension.
Yeah.
That's coming from a fourth dimension or
Kinda
even
like
higher.
like they're quantum tunneling.
yeah.
We see its effects, but not it.
Well, not on. I mean, here's
Well, quantum tunneling takes
here's-
place in the third dimension. So
yeah.
that's kind
Here's
of a
my
bad way
here's
to-
my crazy idea. Like, you know, when people are all like, "Oh, I saw a spirit or something out of the corner of your eye," I think you're just seeing a glimpse of like a higher dimensional being.
like they just turned the wrong channel. Oh, sorry. On their TV, and they just
Well, no, like I mean,
Shit,
like
stupid remote.
Oh crap! I'm watching AJ masturbate
need
again.
it.
Next channel. Next channel. Next
I need
channel.
to change my space batteries.
no, like because like every single dimension is on top of the same dimension. So all dimensions are in the same place at the same time, but with different things happening. So, I mean, but that goes into like the 10th dimension, which is like the penultimate dimension, where anything that can happen will happen and has happened and won't happen. So, I mean, because you're talking about a series of doors, and behind those doors is an infinite set of doors, and behind those doors is another infinite set of doors. So it's like Alec Noah everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Alpha 4.
So there's a universe where David's actually good at Rock Band.
And there's a universe where James Hetfield really is the table. I am the table. I am the table.
But getting back to the cube, that I think I love these movies because that was like the first, because they weren't amazing production value. I mean, at least for the
But
time they
They were super gory.
Yeah, and
but
that's what got-
it wasn't
got me.
over the top goriness. It's a gore that I can watch.
Because I remember watching, because it started out with, and I can't remember if this is
opening
Cube
scene?
2, but it's where the guy like is standing there and there were like, all the people are in the little hatch and all the strings kind of pop out and then he just gets sliced into 8 bazillion pieces. I think that's Cube 1.
Well, Cube 1,
Cube.
in the first Cube, this like wire contraption just kind of swings down and goes shoop, 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 and then folds back up, and then the guy falls into a bunch of little cubes.
And I remember watching that, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And I was just hooked from then on. And then I watched all the other cubes.
Yep.
And then they took them off Netflix. Douchebags.
Well, Cube 1 and Cube 0, I mean, they're hand in hand because Cube 0
Yeah, it was the prequel.
was the prequel. And I think Cube 0 really gives like a great insight, but you still don't get all of your answers.
And I do love how, because I mean, Cube 1, of course, came out before Cube 0.
Yeah.
But they still have the same guy who was one of the 2 people running the Cube program
Yeah.
as the kind of mentally handicapped guy because he got, lobotomized or whatever.
Yeah.
Spoilers for like a 25-year-old movie.
Now,
I don't like this room. This is a red room. I want to go to the green room.
now, do they call the third one just cubed?
No,
No,
that's
that's-
Cube
I-
0.
The third one is, because that's the prequel. It goes
They
back.
missed it. Cube squared, cubed.
Yeah.
Those dingbats.
Well, Cube 2 is actually Cube Squared Hypercube.
Oh, okay.
Now here's one that I like up until the very end, and this is what I have because I mean this is a great segue for October in scary movies. Darkness Falls, where it's
Oh
like
my god, I love that movie.
I like it until you see, and this is what I have a problem with all kind of monster flicks or scary movies is that
Wait, I'm
don't-
not Darkness Falls. That's one where like she comes out in the dark.
yeah, because it's the one who like the Tooth Fairy or she's like the witch.
Oh
who-
yeah, I'm thinking of another movie called The Darkness. that was pretty much Silent Hill without being branded Silent Hill, and it was fucking wonderful.
No, Silent Hill was an awful movie.
So fucking good. Like, if you can see the darkness, go out and watch it, or you can go out and buy an album by the band called The Darkness and get some really sweet high pitch 80s.
But Darkness Falls, I loved it until the very end when they show the monster. That's when I have
my
a problem.
issue. That movie was really good until the end, and I was like, that's it? That's what they're all afraid of?
Yeah.
What a bunch of pussies.
Because, I mean, I don't mind the few foreshadowings where you see her kind of like hovering up in the tree when they're fighting towards the end of the movie, the main protagonist guy who saw the darkness and hid in his bathroom in the very beginning of the movie as a child.
Yeah.
Or not beginning of the movie, but beginning of the story,
Yeah.
quote unquote, that you kind of see this dark shadow up in the trees. I'm okay with that. But then once you show it, and I don't know, that's when it loses all sense of scariness to me, because I remember when I first watched it, I had to sleep with the lights on because I didn't want the darkness. But then once I got older, I was like, well, this is stupid because I know what it looks like. It's everything in your mind. The unseen is what's
The
great.
scariest.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
H.P.
don't
Lovecraft got it right. Like,
Don't show me the scary. Just let me kind of picture it. Because, I mean, the darkness, when he had to go into the MRI machine and was freaked out because there's darkness in there so that she can be in there. That's what's so great, because it's everything that's in your mind. It's not anything that somebody else has conceptualized and put into the film. And then
Yeah,
it just loses
'cause
everything.
Once you see the big bad, it's like, oh.
And that's why I think Stephen King movies sometimes are poopy, because A, they don't stick to the story, and then B, because then all this great stuff that I've read and have had in my mind for years, and then I see it
gets
and I'm
ruined, yeah.
like, well,
It's
that's
like the first Paranormal Activity.
yeah,
It was great because they didn't show anything.
Yeah. And it's
So good.
the enemy that you can't see is horrifying.
And, I mean, like, H.P. Lovecraft came up with that conception, like, a long time ago. He was like, the scariest thing that you can imagine is something you don't write down. So he would create all of these stories about giant elder gods from the cosmos, and anytime like people did see them, they couldn't conceptualize them.
Yeah.
So there was no way to. It's like when the color out of space, like when he's talking about a spectrum of color that somebody's never seen before. You can't conceptualize it. So in your mind, it's amazing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's a wonderful thing to do with horror, and nobody does it anymore. Not to mention, I agree with Jay Bauman from Red Letter Media, where everything doesn't need to be a big, loud jump scare. Like,
Yeah.
you let the scare happen on its own without, you're going to be fine.
Like, that's why I love Signs.
Signs was good up until they like stuck their hand in the door, and they're like, no.
Even that was just
Well,
enough.
Brady's got a deep fear of grays anyway.
Any aliens for that? Why did you? Even then, when we just started talking about aliens, and David looked at the window, I'm like, "What did you see?"
A car
Stop
passing.
it. I don't know if it was an alien or not. I have an intense fear, a genuine fear of aliens because of that movie. But the fact that I know not a lot of people like it. It's not the best movie, but I love.
Well,
that.
I mean,
It's one of M. Night
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan's actual good ones.
Yeah, like I think that his
bad movies deserve the criticism they get because they are very bad.
his Unbreakable Universe movies though are really
Yeah.
good.
But I love in Signs at the very beginning when they think their neighbors on their roof, and you just see the silhouette. Like, that was enough. You could see something was there, but you didn't know its form or what it looked like. It was just enough to be like, okay, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
And then he just keeps giving you breadcrumbs, like the fingers under the door. Okay, we know what its fingers look like. What the hell does the rest of it look like?
And I will say that is the
the
foreshadowing, or the not the foreshadowing, but the
slow creep.
well, not even that. I'm talking about when his wife was pinned up against the car in the tree
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah,
and then
that-
she's like swinging away umbrella because she sees into the future, and then
That stuff
he actually
was-
does it.
Kind of dumb.
I like that. That made
Yeah.
those parts made me cry because I mean, his wife got killed, and
Yeah.
you have to deal with that kind of deep emotional loss, and then carrying on.
yeah,
with
but
his
it's Mel
daughter.
Gibson and he hates Jews.
That was a very good movie performance by him.
And
Like, I
I'm
know,
just
I
shitting
know,
on it.
I know he's a terrible
I
garbage person.
I
But
like Signs. I like Yelquane, Phoenix.
Walking Phoenix.
Walking, whatever. I love his performance.
His parents
where
were crazy.
He's just like, I'm gonna wear this tinfoil hat. He's like the super conspiracy guy, and then he's
incredible
right.
actor. Yeah.
I
no,
love
because
that.
I just like because he didn't wear it, and then the daughter was wearing the hat, and then all of a sudden he's like kind of has his knees all bunched up, I think, if I remember correctly, and then he's wearing the hat.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute and funny. And
Yeah, it's
But
good.
I think that is, if you, most
That's probably
people
one
have
of-
probably seen signs, but I just love it's lingering. The tone of it's uneasy, and then it's a slow build up.
Yeah, it's a really lean.
and then also because it isn't over
Yeah.
just like one night or a couple days, and all of a sudden they're just gone.
It's a couple days. I'd say no more than a week. The aliens came here was pretty quick, and made themselves known. But they've been leaving crop circles and shit for a while. But, even I'm
That's
not going
good.
to sleep now because those aliens are invisible, and there's a 100% guarantee there's one in here right now in my mind.
Okay.
It's just in the corner. It's like some gun owners have guns to protect them and their family from foreign domestic terrorism. I have guns because fucking aliens. Like when
And,
Neil deGrasse Tyson's on the White House lawn shaking hands with the Arcturian, I'm going to come in from a Black Hawk like Rambo and cut its head off. And he's like, Brady, what do you do? He's like, you'll thank me later.
You're gonna start an intergalactic war.
And I'll finish
I'm
it.
not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
I'm going to have big,
That's
huge
from Men in
armor
Black.
and an eye patch. And I'm going to be standing there with a sword on the end of our ship that we stole from them. And then the sequel,
And then Brady's going to have this flashback to Destiny 2, where he doesn't have any ammo left, and he's going to be like, I'm gonna
try punching it.
punch it. One of us is going to leave here, and it's not going to be me. And then Brady's going to get his face knocked off.
Yeah.
I'll have
Is it- all that's going to happen is this little eye patch is going to slowly float down from the ship that he was on.
I'll have interdimensional armor by then. It's made out of lightsabers. You can't kill me.
Oh my god.
How bad would that be? You just have to walk around like this for fear of,
Well,
oh, my balls itch, I can't do anything.
I would assume it'd be like the electric staffs from The Force Awakens, and then a mesh layer to keep me from getting electrocuted. It's just a bunch of
So
tiny
you're going to
lightsabers.
basically put yourself in like a Faraday cage or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the big.
But would you rather
suit of
have
armor.
dick fingers?
And this is really crappy, but the fear of aliens is just called alienophobia. I figured that they would have come up with something cooler than that.
Isn't that horrible? Like,
Alienophobia.
it doesn't get like some kind of cool name. It's just like alienophobia.
And I want to correct what I said. I said Arcturians would come down, and Arcturians are a friendly race of aliens.
You listen to Coast to Coast, don't you?
No, I listen
You should.
That seems like right up your alley.
Yeah, you would love Coast to Coast, except for they don't have Art Bell doing it anymore. So
Oh, they
that-
don't?
No.
What are the actual name of the Greys? It doesn't matter because I will kill them.
They're not real.
I have one more movie,
Give it to me.
Doom. I love that movie.
Such a piece of shit, but it's so rewarding to watch.
Because I remember
Never seen
I went
it.
there with Ben and Brian, and probably some other people, and then it came up. Then it came up to the very end where they went to first person, and then the chainsaw, and we were all like, yeah. I mean, we're testosterone filled 22-year-olds.
Yeah, I
that's
went
the
and
coolest
saw
thing
that
in
at
the
the
world.
theater. It was only me and my fiance at the time. There were two other people at the back of the theater. So I was like, I can't be loud during the movie. This sucks. And then it turns out we knew the people in the back of the theater, and we could have all just been going crazy the entire time.
Okay, Ghostbusters 2.
Eh,
Yay or nay?
Nay.
I like number 1, but number 2, take it or leave it.
Yeah, I just know that's always a hot topic.
It sucks.
I'm not even going to mention the new one.
Because that one is universally panned
Ugh,
as
so
poopy.
bad.
I wish they
It
would
could have been good.
I wish that they would have just continued on and had it been a present day. I would have been okay with that, and then instead of trying to just rewrite it and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, here's the original. They're
Capture
for
lightning
women."
in a jar again.
Yeah, just make it.
Even the 4 women thing, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the thing I have against it is not that, but that they're trying to erase the first one. Just carry on with it. Just carry on
Yeah.
the legacy. That's all I wanted.
Like the
I don't care
original
about the 4 women. I don't care if they were all gay.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I got an idea. Dog Ghostbusters.
Dog.
That would make billions on the first day.
It would. And because dogs can see ghosts, so.
They can. They'd be so much better. They'd have cute little proton packs. I need to get...
You need to get on this, Brady.
I need to tweet about it. An A-plus plan there. I can't think of any crap. I know I watch a lot more crappy movies than I'm letting on. Any movie with Nicolas Cage...
Oh, yeah.
There's a good chance of it being bad, but there's a good chance of me also
Like Ghost
liking
Rider.
it.
I love Ghost Rider, even though it's awful. I don't know why, but I like it.
It's definitely watch it because it's so bad. His movie Weatherman, I really enjoyed.
I never watched that one. Or like Lord of War, didn't watch that one either.
Weatherman's very, very depressing, so I think that's why I like it.
It's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, really good.
Another one that a lot of people didn't seem to like. Trying to think now. Funny People, I think, with Adam Sandler.
That was like my first Blu-ray I ever bought.
Yeah, and I thought it was amazing. It was a great movie. I think everybody was expecting it. Oh, it's an Adam Sandler. We're going to get, Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison all tied into one. No, it was an actual serious movie about a comedian who was dying.
I think that was,
And it was
Adam
great.
Sandler's last good movie.
I watched Billy Madison last night. Still so good.
Snack pack.
And
I award
let's see.
you 0 points, and may God help your soul.
I feel stupider after hearing that.
That is.
And speaking of Nicolas Cage,
Face Off.
that was a good one. I like that
His
one.
face.
Off.
Left Behind series, I can't really get through that with Nicolas Cage, based on the Tim LaHaye and whoever else wrote the
Yeah.
Left Behind series.
They had their own movies. Why remake them?
I don't know because they
I mean,
wanted a
but-
cash grab from the Christians.
All I remember from the original.
Yeah, like it's
Left 4
God's
Dead.
Not Dead like blew up, so they were like, "Oh, we need to cash in on the Christian market again."
But like,
And I do love God's Not Dead. God's Not Dead 2, not deader.
Yeah,
this time it's personal. Bible,
this
Bible
time
2.
it's just another atheist who really just hates God and isn't an atheist at all.
Jesus is here to save the souls of the wicked and chew bubblegum, and he's all out of bubblegum. Bible 2. Reloaded.
Oh, it's like Passion of the Christ too.
Did they make a Passion of the Christ 2? No. I was
They-
going to say, I
but
wouldn't.
they
I
did
would not.
in a Family Guy, and it was all like they had to steal the reel from Mel Gibson,
Oh, yeah.
and he was living in Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yep. I remember that episode.
Yep. Lots of Family Guy references in this episode.
Knowing, which I think a lot of people like, but I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
Really cool
I like
movie.
it. So they find a time capsule and they bring it up, and there's like a piece of paper written with just a bunch of numbers on it, and then like he starts doing Nick Cage and freaking out, and then I'm a vampire, and then he's a vampire. No, but then he discovers that it's actually a secret code that states that our sun is getting ready to explode, and well, spoiler alert, the sun explodes. It's a great ending. Only 2 people survive because they get rescued.
No, there's. I think several other kids get. Because I think in the end you see kids kind of running through an Elysium type field where the aliens have transplanted them, which I'm not really sure. Do the aliens like help them? And it's like, hey, we saved you. Have fun. And it's going to be just
Fend for yourself.
what's
Welcome.
that? What's that one book? Lord of the Flies. Have
Oh, yeah.
fun, suckers. Enjoy killing each other. Anyway, Knowing came out in.
I remember liking it.
2009, so-
I think I should go back and rewatch it and see how much I really liked it.
It doesn't
See, that's
just
the-
go away.
That's what I tell people all the time, and I do this, and like I was telling you in our last podcast about.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Just enjoy the nostalgia. Enjoy the things that you've made up that you think it was about and what it had in it when it wasn't really there, because it's just gonna annoy you. Like I went back and played Counter-Strike.
Oh no.
I liked it. Besides that, it was they had a modded server for whatever one I jumped into. It just was like a 24/7 Dust 2,
Yeah.
and there was no beginning or end to the match. You just got like random weapons given to you, and then you just kept on going and going. And so it was kind of fun, but at the same time, I miss the age of modern shooters to where I know if I'm hitting somebody because I'll be
Hit markers?
Yeah, hit markers because
And the sound, yeah.
Because I'll kill somebody and I don't know, and then I have to look up in the right corner and be like, oh, I killed. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, hey, oh no, I'm dead again.
Instant.
Yeah. Oh, I got opt through a wall.
I can't think of any other crappy movies. I know.
What about The Room?
Oh, The Room is excellent.
Or any Neil Breen film?
Ugh. Brock bought Chopping Mall. We still have to watch that.
Ooh,
I'd be interested to see it.
yeah. I'm like looking at my giant fucking collection of movies. Because, okay, if my wife were on this show, she has millions of them.
Yeah.
She has a love for really shit movies. And she's going to hear this and she's going to be like, AJ, they're not shitty because I like them. But they're bad. She likes like all of the Underworld movies. They all like have a tomato score of like 3.
I like the first one.
No, it's all garbage.
I like
Pure.
I like Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, me too.
She's not even that good looking. She looks like a skeleton.
Oh.
She's like, I'll get you now, muscle boy. That's Skeletor.
I just
What-
wanted to be the Worgen in that movie. That's all I wanted.
Do any of us like any of the crappy Star Trek movies?
Oh, I like all the crappy. I like
First-
Generations. I like First
Nemesis?
Contact. I love Nemesis. Besides that, it kills Data. But I know that
You
they can
just
bring him
ignore
back.
that.
Yeah, I just pretend like that's the first Chris Pine Star Trek where it happened in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
So that
No.
way it doesn't affect any of the next generation.
What about those 3? There's 3 of them, right?
2, I think.
3.
Is there 3?
4. There's 4. There's Generations.
Far back?
No, I'm
First
talking about
Contact.
He's talking about the
The-
Chris Pine movies.
Oh, the Chris Pine. There's 3.
J.J. Abrams. Okay.
There's Nemesis.
No. Nemesis is...
I don't know any of the names of the brand new Star Trek.
There's the reboot. There's the Khan one, and then there's one with the white alien chick
Yep. And Idris Elba.
and Sabotage.
Ugh. They ride a wave of Beastie Boys through space.
Star Trek Beyond is the latest one.
Yeah, that's it. I heard that one was actually decent because it was written by somebody who loves Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star
a
Trek
lot of
Into the
people say
Darkness and then
that-
Star Trek.
that the third one is the best. I haven't. I watched.
I will
bits and
say the
pieces.
first... I love the first one just for the fact that when the ship was coming out of the black hole or whatever, the time... the wormhole,
Yeah.
that when there was a hole in the Enterprise or whatever ship it was, I know it wasn't Enterprise, but USS something or other.
They command the Enterprise in that one.
Do they? Well, I know, but I mean, I think whatever ship that he was out in, like the Klingon outpost.
Romulan in the first one.
Well, I know, but the
They had
the Federation starship.
Yeah, they had those really weird Klingons with like the gold things on their bumps.
Oh yeah.
But I loved because somebody got sucked out in outer space, and then all of a sudden there was no sound, and you just saw lights, and I think you kind of felt the discharge from the weapons, but you didn't hear it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I love that there was like out in outer space, and she's just kind of floating away into, which really sucked for her because you wouldn't actually die from exposure; you would die from
Your blood boiling inside of you.
technically yes, but at the
If you
same
hold
time,
your breath, you can live in outer space for like 7 seconds.
no longer than that. Neil deGrasse Tyson said that you'll basically die from lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
So I mean, however long that takes. So
Like
more
I
than
wonder
7 seconds.
I wonder
but
if you go out to space and you can still go, but there's nothing there.
it'd
Like,
probably be like trying to. You just wouldn't be able to breathe it in.
Yeah, because your lungs would expel all the air instantaneously, so your lungs would probably collapse.
not if you hold your breath.
You're going from pressure to absolute zero, near absolute zero pressure. I don't think you'd be able to hold your breath.
Yeah, you can hold your breath because he said that in I can't remember which movie it is. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I think somebody holds their breath as they're out of their spacesuit and out of the stuff, and you'll be able to because your body basically it's that your body can withstand it because the only thing that is killing you in outer space is not actual outer space. It's that your body is trying to maintain itself so that it's shoving off its energy and heat, and then
Yeah.
that's what kills you is because
Well-
you're not able to keep that in and hold it and keep your body
since
regulated.
There's very, very minuscule pressure, your own body temperature is enough to boil your blood at that point. So that would start to work your way towards death too.
But I think you said you would still die.
I think NDT said that your blood doesn't boil.
Well, it would, because the pressure is what makes boiling points. That's why you get the bends.
We'll have to.
No, you get the bends because too much carbon monoxide.
CO2.
So the same thing that makes your soda bubbly.
It wouldn't feel good to be in this space.
Yeah.
For
Either
too
way,
long.
Either way,
that
you're
girl
gonna die, and it
sucked
sucks
for her, and hopefully she got hit by a laser beam
Yeah,
or something.
turn to ash.
Now, like it would
before
be,
she got sucked into
it would
the
be
next dimension
awful.
of the 24th century.
Yeah, it would be awful.
Or 26 or whatever it came from.
If she fell into a black hole, because your death lasts forever.
Yeah, it would tear you apart.
But at least
Spaghettified.
you wouldn't realize it. I mean, you'd cease to exist at some point. You wouldn't just be this consciousness. It's like, oh, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
You would die, but it still wouldn't be a fun way to go.
Until you're torn apart to your atomic level.
And then
But
you get
anybody
made
that
into
sees you just like hanging out, and then you just
Red
fade
shift.
to red. Yep.
and then you're gone.
And then you might be able to see all of time, all of space at once.
Maybe. We don't really know what happens in a black hole. I think we should start sending warp speed photons towards black holes with telemetry data to send back to us on subspace channels.
Do you know how to get stuff up to warp speed?
They
Do
did
we?
in Star Trek.
Because, yeah, you going really fast at the speed of light, but it's still going to take a long
Yeah, but they're going like 10 times the speed of light. Well, 9 times. Warp 9 is
Well, I
9
think,
times. the
is
speed
it
of light.
9 times, or is it... Because I thought it got like exponentially higher and higher.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because I was watching a video about warp ships and how much time they actually take to go from one place to another. And this guy was like... I watched like this huge video about it, and this guy was like, here's the Enterprise 12 that can go warp 12, and it like shows it going from the sun to Jupiter, and it's just like boom, and the rest of them are just like poof. It's really funny though, because like he has a dot for light, he has a dot for warp 1, he has a dot for like the NX, he has a dot for like every single ship.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of the ships reach Jupiter, and light is still just like a couple pixels.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think warp is like 1 squared. So it'd be like warp 2 would be like 4 times, warp 3 is 6 times.
So on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
I still think... Because I
That's
know
why
we
you-
talked,
that's
I know
why
we
you
talked
need to
about
make a
this
bubble.
in a different podcast earlier. But there's a video where I watched of them saying that the Star Wars ships were actually faster, and that they could travel like an exponential, just ridiculous amount of, like, reach the center of the Milky Way galaxy in a couple of hours, or like 30 minutes or something like that. Ridiculously fast over Star Trek ships.
I don't believe it.
And then my only problem with that is that, of course, this is George Lucas, so there's plot holes aplenty. But that if the crappiest amazing ship, the Millennium Falcon, can reach all these great speeds, then the Imperial ships should be able to at least match or get close to that
Yeah.
speed. So then the Rebels should have never been able to take a foothold anywhere, because they would have been like, well, they're all the way across this whole entire galaxy.
Yeah.
We're going to get there in an hour.
Well, you know what the
We'll wipe
worst
them out.
part is that they don't have shielding. There's no shielding in any George Lucas film, or at least not in the 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6. There's absolutely no shielding, so they're flying through space with no shielding.
Or their shields are like generated by
No,
being
because
close to a planet
If they
or a moon.
Oh, that's right. They have to have a shield generator on a planet.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. So, if a Star Trek ship and a Star Wars ship were to fight, the Star Trek ship is always going to win, because all it has to do is beam photon torpedoes.
Well, doesn't he have to beam them? It
Because-
just shoots the the torpedoes.
It's easier just to beam them.
It is a lot cooler. You just sit
because
back and
because they don't
engage.
have a shield to stop that. And then if they fire at the Enterprise with lasers, The Enterprise is just like, this is like getting hit with space dust.
Yeah.
So then
They're
they'd have
going to be able to take all of the fire because it's not a photon cannon like they use in Star Trek. It's laser light.
It's more akin. The ships are more akin to like the Enterprise and Enterprise.
Yeah.
How they have to polarize the hull plating and shit like that.
Yeah. So I mean,
So you heard it here.
so
folks.
maybe
Star
they're
Trek greater than Star Wars.
maybe they're really fast,
Hey.
but all you have to do is get somebody to warp speed.
We'll just get
beam.
Scotty to
warp
write
speed beam.
because I mean he figured out the
Yeah, he can beam you like light years away. Yeah.
Well, this has gone off the rails.
It's always good to talk about Star Trek.
I mean, but
I agree.
this is our 2-year anniversary. So
gotta get
I mean, it was
everything into one.
expected to get off the rails. I mean, we haven't even talked about Magic the Gathering yet.
Speaking of that, I want to have a Magic the Gathering night.
Yes.
Yes,
I need to build a new deck, but
I need to find my decks.
you're never gonna
I'm
build a
never
new.
gonna build
You're gonna be
Okay.
like token deck for life.
I'll,
Okay, so-
I'll farm it out. Anybody out there wants to build me a deck, I'll buy it from you for no more than $10.
There you
And
go.
It has to be really good.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh, I forgot to show you guys.
Morty.
I am now the proud owner of a playset of Power 9.
What's that do?
Well, here. Let me show you the creme de la creme of it.
Let me peep it, son.
Black Lotus, son.
What? Set.
You don't know what a Black Lotus...
Is it alpha?
It's the most powerful
I know
card
what
in
a
the
Black
game.
Lotus is. Was it an alpha lotus?
Well, I
No.
got 4 of them, so you guess.
They probably came in a reissue because
That's
I mean that's
awesome.
like
They don't reprint
1,500.
these.
Let me see.
They don't
Oh,
reprint them.
it's more like 15,000.
So I found a website that'll sell...
Oh, and print them up.
Yep. So I now own fraudulent cards. Hopefully my kids in the future don't find them and go, we got money.
These are fake. Like, fuck.
Well, I spent $10 for that. So to me,
That's cool though.
it was worth it because I'm only going to use like one of a card in a EDH deck. So
No Black Lotus in this EDH.
Black Lotus is banned from EDH, so you don't have to worry about that. That's
You can
gonna
do tabletop rules.
that's true. If
That's
we,
my tabletop rule. No
Yeah,
Black Lotus.
if you can Black Lotus, or if you can top card a Black Lotus out of 100.
yeah,
first hand,
on first turn you kind of earn it.
I will let you. I'll just like that was good. You can win right now.
But anyway, this has been our 30 and Nerdy 2-year anniversary podcast.
We should have done a 6-hour podcast like they did with Video Game
The
Apocalypse.
Talk Radar 100 was 6.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Pass.
Oh, it's so good.
3 people can't really sustain that. We would have to have guests.
Or a script.
Like we would stick
Who's
to
going to
that.
script out 6 hours of talking?
Not me. It's up on YouTube.
By the way, if anybody wonders, we don't script our show at all.
Oh,
We-
that's hard to tell.
Well, no, like
We're
some
the best
people-
actors in the world.
I'm pretty sure that some people think that we come up with like a semi-written script and then we kind of like deviate from it, but we just come in with an idea.
We don't even think of a topic a week
And
beforehand.
until like it's usually like, what are we
it was
talking
like
about?
what, in one.
Yeah,
Luckily, we're knowledgeable on some stuff. So
we're technically 30 and nerdy except for Brady. He's honorary 30.
yeah, my knees feel like they're 30.
I bet my knees feel like they're 60. So if you could go ahead and go onto YouTube and don't go to YouTube. Why did I say YouTube? So if you
we
want,
have a YouTube channel with. two
yeah, well, yeah,
videos.
we do have a YouTube channel now. If you would like, you can donate to our Patreon.
Do we have a business license for that yet?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just did it on my own.
You've
'Cause I
just been
figured
raking
you
in that cents.
That's how you afforded 4 Black Lodi.
That's right. I took all the 30 and nerdy money.
It's like $40,000 a month. If any of you know Bill Gates, send him to our Patreon.
If you would like, you can donate to our Patreon. We don't have any stretch goals on there or anything else. But if you just want to drop $1, because it'll help.
Help Brady build an EDH deck.
No, we're not It's gonna go.
GoFundMe.
It's gonna go to the show.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to better equipment, better soundproofing, things that are gonna be able to help the show sound even better, or programs to really completely kill out all of our background noise.
I would like a soundboard, one that isn't a shitty one you just download for free,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so I can do farts and stuff.
I get what you're saying. You don't want something that's just on your phone.
Yeah, I want to drag and drop. Then we can have a true
Depends on that
radio
Patreon fund.
morning zoo.
Maybe not.
podcast.
Maybe go fuck yourself. But anyway, if you want, go ahead, donate to our Patreon. I'm not begging. I'm just saying, if you feel like it,
The option is there.
patreon.com/30nerdy. Also, if you are into depressing things, you can join Magnadoodle Sad Posting.
There hasn't been that much sad stuff.
It's Time for Bed was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I'm putting up tonight is pretty dark.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll have to turn notifications on for it. You follow us on Twitter personally if you want. I'm always looking for new followers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm at Andy Joe P.
At TDAR777 on literally anything you could ever want on the internet. You can find me there.
Anything else on the internet, if you're looking for me, it's Decay in Memory or Decay_in_memory. Yes, I know it sounds like a emo band, and maybe just because I'm dark on the inside.
I don't really care about Twitter, so you can go ahead and hit me up at Strope David or David's. I don't even know what my Twitter thing is. 'Cause I
It's
don't pay
at
attention to
Strope David.
Also, if you got an Xbox One and want to play Destiny, friend me. I'm at TDAR777. Let me know that. Just put like in the message 30 nerdy, because if you're just a rando that I don't know, I'll probably delete it. So let me know. I'll play Charles 9 with you.
Yeah, and if you want to join us up on PlayStation 4, you can hit our clan name is Quartet of Char. Exactly how it sounds. KA-TET of CHAR, which means Group of Death.
Can't join my clan because it's a laser time group. So, but and Facebook and all that jazz. So yeah.
Yeah, like you can hit me up on Facebook. I don't care.
2 years strong, fellas. Nothing can
2 years strong.
hold us down.
All right, well, I have been David.
I will always be AJ.
I am and will continue to be Brady.
Or also known as Lethal Ass Cancer.
That's my Twitter name.
My fucking dude.
But thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll like, share, and subscribe and keep on pushing out and talk to us online. We always enjoy when we get people commenting, and
Yeah, I love it.
It makes us feel happy.
it validates our lonely existence.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've only been doing this for 2 years, so we're just glad somebody listens.
Yep. We're not just
There are a
talking
couple
into
people.
the
There's
ether.
when I look at the downloads from different places, there's at least, I don't know if it's several people, but there's one person at least in Japan, a couple people in Canada, a few people in
The Netherlands.
Europe, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So to all you people outside the continental or even U.S. extended, hello.
Thank you.
Donka.
And if you're from Japan, you have a beautiful country.
I don't like your games though.
I'm surprised we haven't lost that listener yet for how much you shit
but
on
if-
Japanese
if,
games.
If you like them, keep playing them.
You like some of them, you just don't like JRPGs.
Yeah. I do not.
Well, he also doesn't like Dark Souls. He likes the idea of Dark Souls, but not playing it.
Get good, Brady.
It makes me feel like
He
a
watches-
piece of shit.
He watches Vadi Vidya for just to get
Yeah.
the intake.
Cuphead is my Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, Cuphead is out.
We'll have to talk about that next week.
Next week. Stay tuned.
Thank you. And have a good night.
Yes, thank you for 2 wonderful years.